Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're joining me for the first time here, welcome, special welcome to you. Make sure to hit the subscribe button at the corner of the screen just so you can follow up on my future videos. To my existing subscribers, thank you so much once again for following me and subscribing to this channel. You're the gang. Let's get to the last LinkedIn post I had up. So I'm going to take some time to read it. Dear recruiter, you invited me for a recruitment test, and then I noticed that you knew another candidate and was chatting with the person, not caring that other candidates were watching. That candidate obviously got the job. I don't think you value new talent. That's interesting, right? Two issues though need to be drawn out from this post, and the first issue is the issue of favoritism, and the second is the issue of conflict of interest. So we're going to take it one after the other. And I really enjoyed particularly, of course I enjoyed all the comments and enjoyed reading all the comments on the post. There were two that particularly stood out for me, and I will go through them. And interestingly, they addressed the two different areas we're talking about today. The first was Rita Okoro on favoritism, and she says, whether or not I'm familiar with a person doesn't matter when filling a vacant position, because if I hire the wrong person for a job, it still falls back on me to invest time and resources in training or doing another recruitment. It also makes me seem incompetent in the eyes of my superiors and clients. It's unwise to bring favoritism into your job. If you get it wrong, you end up paying dearly for it. That's absolutely true. She nailed it. Like, seriously. At the end of the day, you get to deal with the person you brought in. So if you bring in someone just on the grounds that they're known to you and they're not competent to carry out the job, then you get to suffer for it and very likely go through a round of recruitment again a couple of months down the line when it's determined that that person is actually incompetent. So that should take care of the issue of favoritism. Don't employ people just because you know them. If you do know them and they're suitable, it's a different conversation, but don't employ people just because you know them. And the second was on the area of conflict of interest, and I'll read this comment by Doinsayo Atonda Obalakun. Professionalism and integrity should play out here. Such persons should stay clear of the assessment process and allow other team members engage such candidate throughout the recruitment process. Again, Doinsayo nailed it. In dealing with conflict of interest, the ideal thing, what you need to do is stay clear of that recruitment. I've had that happen to me several times where I knew someone, I was recruiting for a role and I knew someone who was coming in for a test or an interview. What I would do was initially declare and then hand over that recruitment, most of the time the recruitment process, to another colleague. So they go through the tests, they mark the scripts, they go through the interviews, and that helps in the event that the person gets hired. It becomes completely clear that I had nothing to do with it. So it's very important that in issues of conflict of interest, stay clear of the recruitment process and let someone else handle it. But going back to favoritism, I must however add that the fact that a recruiter is chatting with a candidate does not mean that the candidate is going to get hired. And I will make reference to another comment on that post by Chidima Ejere. She says, I remember a job interview I went for. I met a lady sitting at the lobby where I also sat waiting to be called in. While we both waited, I noticed that every staff that resumed work that morning greeted the lady so warmly, like she was a familiar face in the organization. Well, we attended the same interview and I wasn't called back afterwards. So yes, Chidima, I hear you. That might sometimes happen, like someone is known and just because of that they get the job. However, it could also be a case of maybe the person has worked there as an intern in the past, and obviously is known to the organization, known to the staff in the organization. But that doesn't mean that the person is going to get the job. Don't get deflated just because you see a recruiter talking to an applicant or a candidate. Just put in your very best. Give your 100% when it's time for your interview and hope for the best. All right? You need to prove to them that you're the best person, you're the best candidate for that role. Okay? All right. Thanks again once more for your likes, for your comments, for your contributions. Thanks for your shares. Thank you for being part of the gang. And by that I mean subscribing to the channel. If you've not done so, like I said, go up there now and click on the subscribe button in the corner on YouTube to subscribe to my channel. All right, have a lovely day. Bye.